The First Amendment of the United States Constitution guarantees several fundamental rights, including freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and the right to assemble peacefully. In recent years, a phenomenon known as First Amendment auditing has emerged, putting these rights to the test. First Amendment audits involve individuals, often self-proclaimed auditors, who record their interactions with government officials and public spaces to assess their adherence to constitutional rights, particularly the right to record in public. This practice stems from the belief that government transparency and accountability are paramount in a free society. Auditors often target law enforcement agencies, government buildings, and other public facilities using cameras and smartphones to document their experiences. While some view these audits as a legitimate form of citizen oversight, others criticize them as confrontational and potentially disruptive. The rise of First Amendment audits raises crucial questions about the balance between individual rights and the government's interest in maintaining order and protecting its employees. This essay will delve into the phenomenon of First Amendment auditing, exploring its historical background, the legal framework governing it, and the practical implications for both citizens and government entities. As technology continues to evolve and the use of social media grows, First Amendment audits are likely to remain a significant aspect of the ongoing dialogue surrounding government transparency, accountability, and the boundaries of free speech in the digital age. Understanding the nuances of this issue is crucial for navigating the evolving relationship between citizens and their government. The roots of First Amendment auditing can be traced back to the growing movement of citizen journalism, empowered by the proliferation of affordable recording devices and the rise of online platforms. In the mid-2000s, as cameras became ubiquitous and internet access expanded, individuals outside traditional media outlets found themselves equipped to document events and share them with the world. This newfound ability to record and disseminate information fueled a desire among some citizens to hold those in power accountable. Early First Amendment audits often focused on documenting police activity, particularly in the wake of high-profile incidents of alleged misconduct. The motivation behind these audits was to promote transparency and deter potential abuses of power by law enforcement. However, as the practice gained traction, it also attracted individuals who adopted a more confrontational approach. Some auditors began deliberately provoking reactions from government officials, often with the aim of generating controversial content for online platforms. This shift towards confrontation fueled criticism that some auditors were more interested in self-promotion or harassment than genuine accountability. The evolution of First Amendment auditing from a tool for citizen oversight to a platform for confrontation highlights the complexities inherent in balancing First Amendment rights with the need to maintain order and protect individuals from harassment. The line between legitimate auditing and deliberate provocation can be blurry, and the motivations of individual auditors can vary widely. The legal framework governing First Amendment audits is complex and constantly evolving. At its core lies the First Amendment's protection of free speech, which encompasses the right to gather information about what public officials do in public places. This right includes the recording of such activities, as established in cases like Smith v. City of Cumming in the year 2000. However, the First Amendment does not provide an unfettered right to record in all circumstances. The government can impose reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions on speech activities, including recording in public, as long as these restrictions are content neutral and narrowly tailored to serve a significant government interest. One key distinction that courts have made is between traditional public forums such as streets and sidewalks and limited public forums, which include government buildings and other properties open to the public for specific purposes. In traditional public forums, the government's ability to restrict recording is more limited. In limited public forums, the government has greater latitude to impose restrictions to ensure the intended function of the space is not disrupted. This distinction is crucial in the context of First Amendment audits, as many audits take place within government buildings or other limited public forums. The distinction between public forums and limited public forums is crucial in determining the extent to which First Amendment auditors can record in government buildings and other public spaces. Public forums, such as streets, sidewalks, and parks, are spaces historically open to assembly and debate, where the government's ability to restrict speech activities is at its lowest. In these forums, the government can generally only impose time, place, and manner restrictions that are content neutral, narrowly tailored to serve a significant government interest and leave open, ample alternative channels of communication. For example, a city could prohibit excessive noise from amplified sound systems during certain hours in residential areas, but it could not ban all political rallies in public parks. Limited public forums, on the other hand, are government properties that are not traditionally open to the public for unlimited expressive activity, but have been opened for a specific purpose or limited class of speakers. Examples include government office buildings, schools, and airport terminals. In limited public forums, the government has more leeway to impose restrictions on speech, including recording, as long as those restrictions are reasonable and viewpoint neutral. The government can tailor the limitations to the intended purpose of the forum. For instance, a city council could prohibit recording during its meetings to maintain decorum and avoid disruptions, but it could not selectively ban recording by individuals critical of the council's decisions. Section 5. Landmark cases shaping the legal landscape of First Amendment audits. Several landmark court cases have shaped the legal landscape surrounding First Amendment audits, providing guidance on the balance between the right to record and the government's interest in maintaining order and protecting its employees. These cases highlight the complexities of this issue and the evolving nature of First Amendment jurisprudence in the digital age. One such case is Smith v. City of Cumming, from the year 2000, in which the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that the First Amendment protects the right to film police officers performing their duties in public. The court recognized that filming police activity is a form of public oversight and accountability, contributing to the public's understanding of government operations. Another significant case, Glick v. Cunniff from 2011, involved a citizen who was arrested for openly recording police officers making an arrest in a public park. The First Circuit Court of Appeals held that the citizen had a clearly established First Amendment right to record the police in public and that the arrest violated this right. In Sheets v. City of Punta Gorda from 2019, the 11th Circuit addressed the issue of recording in a limited public forum, a city council meeting. The court ruled that while the First Amendment protects the right to record in public meetings, the government has a legitimate interest in maintaining order and decorum during such proceedings. These cases demonstrate that while the right to record government officials in public is well established, it is not absolute. The government can impose reasonable restrictions, particularly in limited public forums, to ensure the smooth functioning of its operations and protect its employees from harassment or disruption. Section 6. Practical guidelines for government entities, navigating the audit landscape. The rise of First Amendment audits presents unique challenges for government entities, requiring a delicate balance between respecting constitutional rights and maintaining order within public spaces. To navigate this evolving landscape effectively, government entities should consider implementing clear policies and training programs for their employees. First and foremost, government entities should establish clear, written policies that outline the public's right to record in public areas, including government buildings open to the public. These policies should clearly define what constitutes a public area and specify any permissible restrictions on recording, such as time, place, and manner limitations. Training programs for government employees, particularly law enforcement officers and security personnel, are essential to ensure they understand and respect the First Amendment rights of individuals, including the right to record. Training should emphasize de-escalation techniques, emphasizing the importance of remaining calm and professional when interacting with individuals who are recording. Government entities should also consider designating specific personnel to handle interactions with First Amendment auditors. This approach can help prevent misunderstandings and ensure that interactions are handled consistently and in accordance with established policies. These designated individuals should be well versed in First Amendment law and trained in de-escalation techniques. Finally, government entities should embrace transparency by proactively making information about their policies on recording readily available to the public. This can include posting signs in public areas, providing brochures, and making the information easily accessible on their websites. Section 7. Balancing transparency and protection, finding the right equilibrium. The debate surrounding First Amendment audits often centers on the inherent tension between promoting government transparency and protecting the privacy and safety of government employees. While auditors argue that their activities are essential for holding those in power accountable, critics raise concerns about potential harassment, invasion of privacy, and disruption of government functions. Finding the right balance between these competing interests is crucial. On the one hand, transparency is essential for a functioning democracy. Citizens have a right to know what their government is doing and how their tax dollars are being spent. First Amendment audits can serve as a valuable tool for shedding light on government operations and holding officials accountable. On the other hand, government employees have a right to perform their duties without undue harassment or intimidation. Constant filming and scrutiny can create a hostile work environment and discourage individuals from pursuing careers in public service. Additionally, some audits may infringe upon the privacy of individuals who are not public officials but happen to be present in government buildings or other public spaces. To strike the right balance, it is essential to distinguish between legitimate First Amendment audits conducted in good faith and those that cross the line into harassment or intimidation. Government entities should have clear policies in place to address such situations and protect their employees while respecting the constitutional rights of all involved. Section 8. The amplifying effect of technology, social media, and the evolution of audits. The advent of social media and online video platforms has significantly amplified the reach and impact of First Amendment audits. What was once a niche activity documented primarily through personal blogs and forums can now be broadcast instantly to a global audience, often accompanied by commentary and editing that can shape public perception. This increased visibility has both positive and negative consequences. On the one hand, social media can be a powerful tool for holding government accountable. Videos of potential misconduct or abuse of power can quickly go viral, generating public outcry and prompting investigations. This increased scrutiny can deter wrongdoing and lead to positive changes in government practices. However, social media can also exacerbate the potential for harassment and misinformation. Videos can be selectively edited or taken out of context to present a misleading narrative. Additionally, the anonymity afforded by the internet can embolden individuals to engage in more aggressive or confrontational behavior, knowing that their actions are being amplified to a wider audience. Moreover, the financial incentives of social media, such as monetization through advertising revenue, can create a perverse incentive for some auditors to prioritize sensationalism and confrontation over genuine accountability. This dynamic can undermine the legitimacy of First Amendment audits and erode public trust in both government and the media. Section 9. Conclusion: the future of First Amendment audits in an evolving digital age. First Amendment audits are likely to remain a prominent feature of the evolving relationship between citizens and their government in the digital age. As technology continues to empower individuals to document and disseminate information, the challenge of balancing transparency, accountability, and the protection of individual rights will only become more complex. Navigating this evolving landscape requires a nuanced understanding of the First Amendment, its limitations, and the practical implications of audits for both government entities and the individuals they serve. Clear policies, comprehensive training, and a commitment to open dialogue are essential for striking the right balance. Moreover, it is crucial to recognize the role of technology in shaping the nature and impact of First Amendment audits. The internet and social media have amplified both the benefits and drawbacks of this practice, highlighting the need for critical thinking, media literacy, and a discerning approach to information consumption in the digital age. As First Amendment audits continue to evolve, It is essential for all stakeholders to engage in thoughtful and informed discussions about the balance between transparency, accountability, and the protection of individual rights. Only through ongoing dialogue and a commitment to finding common ground can we ensure that the principles enshrined in the First Amendment continue to serve as a cornerstone of a free and open society.